One thing that Brad Gerlinghouse Forbes and one of the biggest bank CEOs have in common is that they all projected that XRP will range between $10,000 and $60,000 per unit. Although it should go without saying that Ripple's own CTO David Schwartz thinks XRP could become the world's reserve currency, and actually said in a Reddit post back in 2018 that it's more practical for XRP to be priced at $1 million than it would be at $1. Ripple's own CEO Brad Gerlinghouse has predicted that XRP will be worth over $100,000, surpassing the price of Bitcoin. He adds that pricing XRP between $100,000 and $1 million is the most sensible course of action. Even if it might sound absurd, there is one element that jumps out and will enable this. And it's scheduled to start in only one day on July 21st. Additionally, a $650 trillion real estate market unlock is being introduced, which will add the full $650 trillion to the XRP ledger. This is what can happen and what will probably be revealed over the course of the next 12 hours. And since Real Fee, which is going to open the $654 trillion global retail market through the XRP ledger, has stated that it will make that announcement within the next 24 hours and that everything will ultimately flow into the XRP ledger, we will walk through exactly how that will happen and how the price of XRP will change. But before we get started, we want to let you know that we have teamed up with Apple to give away free money to everyone who watches today's video. To purchase additional XRP, you can pay up to $100, but all you need to do is like the video and subscribe to the channel with your own events. After sharing this video, you should naturally sign up, uphold, and complete a transaction using my link in the description. Although there is an AE requirement for the amount, it could literally be 1 penny, $1, or $10. The idea is that as long as you complete a transaction and use my link in the description to sign up, you will receive your juicy bonus and free money that you can use to purchase XFP, which could total tens of thousands, hundreds, or even millions of dollars. Within the following 12 to 24 hours, a significant development will occur. This is huge, and we're already starting to see the effects of it. For example, XFP has increased but this is just the beginning. When you consider what's going to happen, huge institutions are formally announcing that trillions will be transferred to the XRP ledger, which will literally tokenize everything. This is followed by another huge announcement that XRP will be the next Bitcoin and even surpass its price. The most absurd aspect of all of this is that the individual originating from this is the founder of XRP, who is currently the CEO of Ripple. These people predict that XRP will overtake Bitcoin. According to these individuals, XRP will surpass Bitcoin as the next cryptocurrency and will eventually replace it. Consider the price of XRP in the future. The big picture here, guys, is that the money is flowing on. On June 3rd, 2023, for example, you had Arthur Britchie Bank come out, and this is Rebel co-founder Arthur Britchie and XRP founder who stated that XRP is designed for $10,000 with global scalability, emphasizing that XRP is designed for $10,000 with global scalability, emphasizing that XRP is designed for $10,000 and must be scaled to accommodate the 7.5 billion people. These founders who literally created it are coming out publicly and claiming that XRP will be the next Bitcoin. Just imagine the price, because it was designed that way for two main reasons. First, I believe we're actually addressing a real-world use case, which is why XRP isn't perceived as it or as a more reliable digital asset. It goes beyond speculators, it goes beyond that though. Ethereum is rather overrun by initial coin offerings or ICOs, which raise some regulatory issues. I believe the second, as you have seen, the two clips make it very evident that the price of XAP will be between $10,000 and $60,000, or at the very least $100,000 more than the current price of Bitcoin. The CEO of Ripple also stated that XAP will surpass the price of Bitcoin once more. The CEO of Ripple stated that XAP is more realistic and useful at $1 million than it is at $1. However, this is ignoring the truth. However, consider what we are discussing here. We are discussing the $654 trillion injection that will start in 12 hours and start the entire system, which is the worldwide US market. It's crucial, but you must realize that all of this money will enter the XRP ledger as actual tokens. The XRP ledger is where the real coin is natively produced and will enable all of those payments. But look at this, guys. The real token is now up 8% in price. Right now it's at 3. I examined this quite powerful support. Almost no opposition exists. This might easily reach the thousands of dollars after all. And I'd like to share this with you all. I do not provide financial advice. This isn't financial guidance. You did the research yourself. However, I'm not claiming that this price will suddenly soar to tens of thousands or even 64,500 in a matter of days. As a result, many analysts look at this one analyst who claims that Florida has declared that it has no pricing for FBE. Given the verified 600, they have the connection. So don't pass up this opportunity to help real token go from 0.029 to almost $190 in a few days. The idea is that although the price of genuine tokens is soaring, they will actually be in the hundreds. And that's not all. We have thousands of dollars for each real token. Consider this one as an example. You can go through cross-border flows with Ripple's 300 trillion set of payments. The value of XRP would skyrocket to 500. This will mostly cause a supply shock for the real token, but we'll examine this at the bottom with the real token pricing at 2 cents right now. Do you people realize how enormous this is? Some are thinking about possible long-term valuations exceeding $64,500, while mid-rising demand is $64,000. This is enormous, but once more, you have to consider the amount of money that will be generated. For every $1,000, you're talking about $6.4 million or more. It's crazy. The money is crazy. It's incredible. However, this is the idea that we are discussing: instantaneous generational wealth creation. Why? Well, due to the emergence of a real estate market worth $65 trillion, as we've discussed previously, this is quite easy achievable. RealFi is also doing it, and once more, this is RealFi when you consider the wider picture, which is what I always want to do. The actual token is this one, RealFi. The actual token is this one. He has a perfect SpanX score. The oldest rollers are at the top. There aren't many people that truly possess the majority of this token. The other day, it's actually not a bit. In fact, it's a benefit. We want this to be managed by our enormous organizations such as RealFi, which is once more essentially opening up a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Check out these total wallets. I thought of 1,800 and 2,100 yesterday. It is clearly growing at a rate never seen before, and its KYC scores 100%. You want to get into this product, correct? I have no financial background. He's conducting a study because I don't want to enjoy it. However, you want a project that has institutional support, such as Real Token, which is supported by real financial and payment solutions. They are also setting the standard for tokenizing the real estate sector, which is worth trillions of dollars, and using blockchain to unify. I now think that all of the links below the screen, paygenuinefi.com, make a lot of sense. I strongly advise you to replace the remote. If you click on the genuine token here, it will take you to their page with the exact locations of all the exchanges where you can purchase real tokens. They will even have a widget here that lets you use a card to purchase actual tokens. Because of the impending supply shock, it's crucial to realize that you can really invest in real tokens as soon as possible. Furthermore, I do think that there will be a significant breakout and that the supply shock will be limited. It won't be utilized by institutions and there won't be any more supply for sale. Having said all of that, I'm going to end the film now because I want you to enjoy it. Remember to give the video a like, become a subscriber to the channel, please share this movie, and I'll be including all of the links in the description below. Therefore, do your investigation again if all of the links for purchasing actual fire are for checking out. You always do your research, isn't that the idea? I'm not a financial counselor, so for first place at the very least. Do your homework. You don't want to lose out on a previous opportunity because you were simply lazy, so do your research. However, this is your opportunity to earn money. Additionally, since it's essentially free money and the entire process takes probably less than 5 minutes, I can highly recommend that you utilize my link in the description and complete the poll. Thus, we are discussing XRP once more.